Now, back here in the U.S., it is a nation of immigrants, some of who come to America seeking asylum. But the road to having a case approved can be long and difficult. Well, Clara Frenk tells us about one person's experience.
Every year, thousands of people fleeing persecution file for asylum in the United States. The United States Customs and Immigration Service separates asylum cases into two categories: affirmative and defensive. To obtain affirmative asylum, the applicant must be physically present in the United States. But it makes no difference how the applicant arrived in the United States or the nature of his or her current immigration status. An applicant for defensive asylum is seeking to avoid deportation from the U.S. These claims are decided by an immigration judge. Dree Colopy is an immigration attorney in Washington, D.C.
To be granted asylum in the United States, you have to show that you have either been persecuted in the past or that you have a well-founded fear of future persecution. If you have suffered past persecution, there's automatically an assumption that you also fear future persecution. However, if you haven't suffered past persecution, you have to show that there's a reasonable possibility that you will suffer future persecution if you're sent back there.
Kebebe is from Ethiopia and a member of the Oromo tribe. He has been waiting 8 years for his case to be decided. We have changed his name to protect him and his family. Kebebe was accused by the Ethiopian government of being a member of the Oromo Liberation Front, a charge he denies. Troops arrived at his door to arrest him.
Then they just keep yelling, shouting at me, "You are a separatist, you are a traitor, you are..." They just keep saying a lot of stuff. And then I said, "Why you came to my house?" "No, you are wanted. We have an information that what you did."
Kebebe spent 3 months in an Ethiopian prison before a friend bailed him out.
I just decided to leave the country. And then me and my wife, we left the country.
Kebebe and his wife escaped from Ethiopia and embarked on an odyssey that took them to a Kenyan refugee camp to Mexico City, where a smuggler, also known as a coyote, brought the couple to Washington, D.C. The coyote kept the couple's documents.
But you have to surrender all your stuff. That's, part of the deal.
Filing for asylum requires extensive documentation.
Reports and articles about the conditions in that country, what's happening there, testimony from expert witnesses who are familiar with the conditions in that country. If someone was persecuted in the past or harmed or tortured, oftentimes we'll have medical reports showing what scars they have, a doctor report talking about how their injuries are consistent with different types of torture.
But Kebebe's first lawyer did not present all the necessary evidence before the court. Kebebe was ordered to leave the country.
I go to Baltimore on that assigned deportation day. They say I have to bring 44-pound bag, no children, by myself, everything ready. I have to go to Ethiopia.
A last-minute appeal stopped the deportation. While Kebebe is grateful to be safe, he still misses his homeland.
It's good to live in this country, but it's not my country. It doesn't matter whether I get a paper or not. My country is my country.
Kebebe's next asylum hearing will be in January 2010. Clara Frenk, VOA News.
What a personal story, what
Wow.
a touching story.
It's a touching
Great job by Clara Frenk there. And there is so much more to Kebebe's story, and you can watch an extended version of his interview by going to the In Focus page on voaafrica.com or the TV to Africa homepage on YouTube.